But because we're generally trying to be upbeat and cheerful, we're going to make sure to just touch on it a little and not get too bogged down, and keep going with those same kind of fun and friendly, family-friendly goofs that you like from us. Just mess it around, but now contained within tiny boxes.
So many tiny boxes.
So many tiny boxes.
How many, Johnny? How many
tacky houses?
Johnny, hello.
Hello.
How many tiny boxes can this? What's the stress load on tiny boxes?
So we did a lot of stress loads, but as you were aware, but not everyone, not everyone at home is aware. We are actually basically running Desert Bus as if it's 4 different studios with all of our entertainers all in their own location as well. So not only do what is obvious to probably everyone is that everyone's in their own home here or at a location that is separate from the other people, but all 4 shifts are being broadcast by 4 different setups. So it's basically all the complexity of putting Desert Bus distributed, the exponential increase, plus then multiply that by 4 because we have to have 4 locations for this. So the point of that is that I was making is that it's different for each of those 4 setups, but the practical limit is that we think is doable is 10.
Okay.
But we have done over 20.
What's the impractical limit?
Yeah.
Okay. The impractical
What's the
limit.
dumb limit?
The dumb limit is about 20. Because once you get past 20, you just really can't make out people's faces very well in the way that everything is framed, and also the frame rate starts dropping.
I was going to mention the frame rate.
Yeah, and so certain people's computers and network connections are better than others. We actually, at the last minute, decided to put a server in Frankfurt, Germany, so that our connection to Germany was better for because our Dawn Guard broadcast is actually being broadcast from Berlin. And so,
did we build our own? What? Okay, wow,
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
first we take the Dawn Guard, then we take Berlin.
We built our own.
Yeah, so
I'm allowed to have uncapped drink vessels this year
because it's your own computer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He says immediately spills it all over.
I know. I was saying I probably shouldn't, but
Graham, is that a Desert Bus themed mug?
Wow, actually, if it was, it would be better if it was upside down, but I'm not going to fall for that one this time.
Somewhere Surge is like,
yeah.
Oh, we've hit wingdings.
Certain things are still the same.
That was I can't remember what causes that to happen actually now.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure Pharmacist Judge is the person who made it happen there. I saw the donor message.
I think it's being at an even amount, like a 5. At one of the
5K multiples.
5K multiples.
Yeah, I think so. Every 5,000. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you rebuild Zoom but better because you can hear everyone when they overlap?
Yes.
Yes, we rebuilt Zoom but better. I say we.
Basically.
I had no part in it, and it's mostly sort of built from OBS Ninja, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's
this great village.
One of our sponsors this year, OBS Ninja, is a really amazing peer-to-peer video sharing program that allows us to do all this, and it scales really, really well. The problem with it for normal use is every person who is in a call, they have their own connection to every other person. So it basically just reduces your bandwidth as more and more people join it. But the way we're using it is all of us are just sending one video feed to our director, in this case, Joe. And as long as his computer can handle it and his network can handle it, we can get tons and tons of feeds going to him. And we can have this audio that is overlapping like this. We can scale the video. We can do all sorts of things. And it's really great. So Steve Seguin from Ontario is the developer of that software. And that was the basis of everything else.
I didn't know he was Canadian. That's awesome.
He is, yeah. And he is a huge champ. He is being super supportive of us. He agreed to be a sponsor, and he's provided lots of support. But
that's so great.
That was the starting point that my team and I were working from, and we built a whole bunch of stuff on top of that. Joe, who is the director today, has built probably at least 16 distinct new systems to do Desert Bus on that did not exist before.
Joe, you absolute mad lad.
Like he has built a system to have it so that we can seamlessly switch between broadcasters in different countries around the world, and that they normally what you would have to do is take your stream down and someone else would put the stream key in for Twitch, and there would be this downtime. We don't have to have that. We can switch seamlessly between them. We have systems for having this amazing layout here, and we can show a bunch of the cool stuff off of that in a little bit. We have systems for communication. There is so many new things here. This is a little weird, but I simultaneously can't wait to see your lovely faces again and be in the same room as all of you and do a desert bus like normal, and also kind of hope we get to use this for something else, that all this work wasn't just for 1 year of desert bus.
This is it's truly amazing.
Yeah, and we started working on this in concept in the early summer, but since, as you alluded to earlier on, Graham and Andrew, we talked about what kind of desert bus this was going to be. We didn't want to decide right away because things were looking better in the summer, and we were like, well, maybe we can have a real desert bus. Like, there was talk of, like, maybe the second wave is going to be okay in Western Canada and we can have a real desert bus in November. And so we didn't want to commit to going all virtual, but I was like, can we please make a decision as soon as possible? and so officially we decided when we announced it, I think we announced it in early September, or was it late August? I can't remember.
I think it was late September.
It was late September.
Somewhere around the 21st or the 26th.
When did we had our first planning meeting later than usual this year? Because generally our first planning meeting would have been around when everyone started locking down.
Yeah.
And no one was like, we can't handle it.
Yeah, we just didn't want to think about it, what it would be. But go ahead.
I DM'd James about it very early on, and he was just like, maybe we should just give everybody a month or two to figure out what's happening. I was like, yeah, fair point.
So I've seen a couple questions in chat, and I had the same question, which is, can I press this button with the little picture of the bus on it? Can I press this? Is that going to work?
Oh, well, we'll see. Are you okay with that, Joe?
All right, well, let's find out.
Let's see what happens.
Okay, so I'm going to click this. It's going to bring up a little, oh my God, what a great interface. Look at that. Oh, I moved it to the other monitor and it turned sideways. Okay. So that's fine. Oh, it's because my other monitor is portrait, but it's oriented. Anyway, that's okay. Bug request. All right. Start. Whoa.
So you want to mute that tab?
Sure do.
Yeah.
Oh, no one else could hear what I was jamming to?
No, just you.
So what Graham is doing right now, he is driving something we call the cloud bus. Can you not mute the tab?
Well, it's not a tab. It's its own window.
Oh, can you not mute that by right-clicking on it?
If you right-click on the window, you can turn it into a tab, and then you should be able to.
It's so loud. Hang on. I'm gonna. But if I turn this down, can I hear you?
Probably not.
No, you're very quiet. Okay. The music at the beginning is the loudest part.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to hear the honking?
So this technology is called Cloud Bus, and this is one of the very few systems that Joe didn't build himself. This was mostly done by MAP, but it's got a bunch of people's work on it.
Oh, there we go. What do we name the bus?
That's a good question.
Because the music just keeps looping. I've got to get off the screen.
You could go, just go traditional and just be Jocko if you wanted. It'd be the easiest thing to do.
Cloud is kind of the obvious choice that chat's going with there.
What was that? Cloud?
Cloud.
Yeah,
Cloud.
our old friend with the Buster sword in the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Buster sword.
Yep. So what Graham is doing is he's playing a virtual version of Desert Bus that is what you see in the bottom right-hand corner. Also, you notice on his window there, it has a bus icon denoting that Graham is the current driver of the Cloud Bus. And then the great thing is...
Mirrored.
I'm learning how it works.
The great thing is that that when he wants to stop driving the bus, he can just give it to anyone else on shift and they can take over. Ooh. New this year, though, is every shift. So this is Alpha Flight's Cloud Bus. So that means that every point and crash is awarded to Alpha Flight. Every shift has their own bus.
Oh God, what are the controls now? Though?
So it's V to drive,
V to drive.
V to drive, and then it's your arrow keys to go left and right.
Okay, and then what are the? Okay, all right, there we are. All right,
There we go.
The-
We're on the road.
oh
I
no.
love how much more difficult we made this for ourselves by
This is so much more challenging than using the Genesis.
like there's all sorts of ways that this could have been done with an entirely online rather than what we're doing here, which is a cloud emulation of a Sega CD in order to play it, the actual Sega CD version. Like, there's literally dozens of versions of Desert Bus that various people have made as like flash games and things and different things. But no, we are doing a cloud emulation of the Sega CD version.
Which one's the break?
Turns out it's too hard to actually get the Rob robot from the Nintendo to actually interface with a Sega Genesis to allow you to do a fully virtual yet fully physical version.
It refused.
So in case it wasn't clear to folks, each shift has their own bus. So at the end of each shift, I believe we will be suspending the Alpha Flight bus.
Yep.
In whatever state it's in. Nightwatch will start their drive, and we will pick our drive up on Alpha Flight the following day.
Yeah. Do you know what the break is on this controller?
Not on yours, because I'm setting it up to use on an actual controller. Because
God,
this is important work, Graham.
I know. I'm trying to because there's a stop sign
This
here. And I don't
bus
know how to
ain't got
brake.
no brakes.